Shall we get started? Let your eyes close down if you like, and just begin to breathe. The air was cleansed pretty nicely, I think, by the rainstorm we had last night. So the air feels very fresh to me this morning. Let the breath help you lengthen your spine, particularly on the inhale. And let the breath start to flow really softly and gently. Let's find about 2 more breaths. And 1 more. Let's begin now practicing alternate nostril breathing. And as always in my classes, you can block the nostril mechanically with the 4th finger on the left nostril and the thumb on the right nostril, or you can just let you can let your mind guide your breath from side to side. We'll begin by breathing in equally through both nostrils. Exhale through both. Do that one more time, a nice cleansing breath. And breathe out. Now inhale through the left nostril only. And then find your breath exhaling through the right. And then inhale from the right nostril. And exhale through the left. 6 more times through that cycle. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Inhaling right and exhaling left. Begin to notice the breath moving from side to side. Try and keep your focus exclusively on the breath. Try and let everything else kind of recede into the background, fading away. And 3 more cycles. Now 2 more times through. And 1 more. After you exhale to the left on the final cycle, then draw a deep breath in through both nostrils. Nice cleansing breath. Exhale through both nostrils. Let it go. And 1 more time. Breathing in deeply. And let it go. You can open your eyes if you like. Bring your hands to your knees, palms facing down. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the navel in a little bit. Pull your shoulders back. Actually, let's relax the shoulders. Just rotate them around a little. See if you can start to release a little bit of that tension if you're holding any in the back of the neck. And then settle back into the seated posture. And let your right ear come to your right shoulder. And then let your chin drop to your chest and the left ear moves towards the left shoulder. Now just lift your gaze up looking towards the sky and then let the right ear come to the right shoulder and the chin to the chest. Left ear comes to left shoulder and the chin lifts high. Twice more around, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder, chin lifts high. And last time around this direction, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, Left ear to left shoulder, and lift the chin up high. And now level the chin, take a deep breath, and then bring your left ear to your left shoulder, and chin to chest, and right ear to right shoulder, and the chin lifts high, looking up, and left ear to left shoulder. I'm going to go around a total of 5 times this direction. Notice your breath synchronizing with the movement. And twice more around. And one more time through. Finish with the chin high. And as you exhale, bring your chin to your chest, draw your navel in, bend your elbows, and bring the forehead down towards the mat. Maybe feel a stretch in the low back. Now press through the palms as you come back up. Once you're up, let your arms float up and overhead. Bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, invert the palms, and stretch the palms up towards the sky. Straighten the elbows as you look up towards the hands. Press the hands away from you as if you were pressing the clouds away. And then level the chin. Release the hands, bring them out to a T. Palms face down, right hand comes down. The left hand reaches up and over. Let's stretch out the left side body. You can bend that right elbow if you want. And then reach a little bit more through that left wrist. Now press through the right palm, help your body up, come back through center. And then the left hand comes down, the left elbow bends a little bit, and reach through the right hand. Stretch it out on the right side body. Now press through the left palm as you come back up. Let's bring the right hand down again, bend the right elbow a little bit. Now bend the left elbow and let your left hand come to the back of the head. Reach that left elbow up high, and now think about pulling the left elbow over towards the right side, really stretching out from the armpit all the way down the side body to the hip. Now press through the right palm, come back up. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left hand comes down. Then bend the right elbow. Bring the hand to the back of the head. Open up that right elbow towards the sky, and then pull the right elbow off to the left, staying grounded in the right sitting bone. Now press through the left palm, helping your body all the way back up to center. Reach the arms high, interlace fingers. Second time, invert the palms. Lift your gaze up towards the hands. Press the clouds away. And then release the hands out to a T. The chin is level. Take a deep breath. Let's take a twist to the left and bring the right hand to the left knee. Left hand comes down behind. Deep breath in. Exhale into the twist. And again, deep breath in. Exhale into the twist, and one more time. And let it go. Let's flow all the way over to the other side. Left hand comes to right knee. And looking behind me, it gives me a chance to see the people who have shown up since we started. Welcome, everyone. 2 more deep breaths, exhaling into the twist. And one more. Good job. Bring it all back to center. Reach the arms up high. Exhale the hands to heart center. Press the palms together. Take a breath. And let it go. Let's bring the hands in front of you. Let's come into table pose now with the hands right below the shoulders and the knees below the hips. Now press your hips to the right. We're going to open up the hips a little bit. And then press the hips to the left. Move slowly through this. So you can really start to feel that in the outer part of the hips. Then back over to the right. Try and keep the elbows straight. And then over to the left. And one more time on each side. Hips to the right. And back to center and to the left. And then bring the hips all the way back to center. Once you're there, drop your belly and lift your chin into cow pose. And then exhale, coming into cat pose. And then inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. And keep it going. About 5 more times through, total of 7. And twice more. Now from there, come back to a neutral spine, walk the hands forward just about 2 inches, and then tuck your toes and lift your hips. Let's find our very first downward facing dog of today's practice. Press the heels down towards the mat, press the hands forward, stretching the mat towards the front of your working space. And on an inhale now, reach your right leg up, and then find three-legged dog. Open the hips to the right, and then level the hips off. And bring the right foot down so it meets the left foot back to downward facing dog. Stretch it out, lots of length in the spine. On an inhale, reach the left leg up. Three-legged dog on the second side. Open the hips to the left. And then level the hips off and bring the left foot down so it meets the right foot. Now glide forward into plank pose. Bring your knees to the mat. And now cobra pose. Chest and chin follow the knees. Pubic bone pressing down, elbows tucked in close to the body. Then come all the way down. Tuck your toes, stiffen your body as you push to plank, and then lift your hips into downward facing dog. Now slowly walk the feet forward so the hands end up eventually, or the feet rather end up eventually between the hands. I think I started to say hands between the feet. Not sure how that would work. Now bring your arms out to a T. Bring the weight into the front of the feet and rise nice and slow, coming up, feeling that in the glutes and the hamstrings. Arms reach up high, and exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath. Inhale, reach back up. And arms to a T, swan dive into a forward fold. Come to a half lift now. And on the exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the mat. Step your step your left foot back, leaving the right foot forward. Now bring the left knee to the mat. And reach the arms up and overhead, coming into a low crescent lunge. Arms come out to a T. Take your twist to the right. Let's find a prayer twist. Palms together, left elbow to right knee. And the right elbow reaches high. Spine stays nice and long. Good job. Keep the palms together as you come back to center and then reach up high. Stretch it up even a little bit more and now bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Straighten the elbows. Press the knuckles towards the left heel. You can lift your chin up a little bit if you like. Keep weight in that right foot. Keep pressing the right knee forward. Let's come out of the back bend by leveling the chin, then releasing the hands, reach them high, and the hands come down now on either side of the right foot. Step the right knee back to meet the left knee in plank pose. Take a breath. And then lift your hips high, downward facing dog. On the inhale, left leg rises, and then step the left foot forward, bringing the left foot between the hands. Now bring the right knee to the mat and reach the arms up and overhead, coming into a low crescent lunge on our second side. Now arms come out to a T with the palms reaching forward, thumbs pointing up. Reach the hands apart from one another. Take a big deep breath. Then on the exhale, take your twist to the left. Bring the palms together, come to a prayer twist. Right elbow comes to left knee. Keep pressing that left knee forward. Keep pressing the left foot into the mat. On the inhale, come back to center. Reach up high. On the exhale, bring the hands behind. Interlace in the awkward way. So left thumb on top for most of you. And then straighten the elbows. Can you touch the skin of the palms together? Draw the shoulder blades together deeply. And now slowly lift the chin up so you're looking up towards the sky. See if you can press the knuckles towards that right heel just a bit more. And then level the chin. Release the hands, reach them up, and exhale the hands down to either side of the left foot. Tuck the toes now and bring the right knee off the mat. And then straighten the left leg and pull the left hip back. Pull the right hip forward. So both legs are straight. Left hip pulling back, right hip pulling forward, creating sensation in the back of the left leg for most of you. Now bend the left knee, step the right foot forward into a standing forward fold. Bring the arms out to a T and reverse swan dive, rising all the way up. Once you're up, reach your arms high and exhale the hands, bring them to heart center. Inhale, reach back up, and now swan dive into a forward fold. Come to a half lift and exhale the hands all the way down to the mat. From there, step your right foot back and then straighten the left leg. Pull the left hip back this time. Pull the right hip forward. So both legs are straight. We've just gone to the other side of what we did a moment ago. No? Hopefully. Same side? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the same side. So we want the right foot forward this time. Step your left foot forward. All right, so some of you are on the right side and some are on the left. So we want to have done both sides. That's where we want to have gotten to. I think for most of you that means, notwithstanding what I said a few moments ago, the right foot is forward, the left foot is back. Both legs are straight, hands are on the mat. Now, pull your right hip back a little bit and pull your left hip forward just a bit. And now notice the sensation in the back of the right leg. Good job. Now bend the right knee, step the right foot back so it meets the left foot into plank pose. Bring your hips down so they're aligned with the shoulders and the heels. Take a deep breath and exhale, let the breath go. Do that again, big deep breath. Exhale, let the breath go. One more time, big deep breath. On the exhale, bring the knees to the mat. Chest and chin are going to follow. We're going to come into our second cobra pose. Elbows stay bent and tucked in nice and close to the body. And then release all the way down. Now tuck your toes, push to plank, and lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Good job. On an inhale, left leg rises, lift it high and step it forward, bringing the left foot between the hands. Now the right foot is going to follow it into a standing forward fold. Bring the arms out to a T now with the palms facing down. Come up halfway so your spine is about parallel to the mat. Bend the right knee quite a bit. Left leg stays straight. Bring the right hand down, reach the left hand up. We've come to a standing twist. We're working on stacking the left shoulder over the right shoulder and reaching the left hand up above the left shoulder. Now bring the left hand down, reach the right hand up. This time the left knee bends and the right leg straightens. Maybe bend the left knee a little bit more and work on stacking that right shoulder over the left shoulder. Good job, everybody. One more time on each side. Right hand down, left hand reaching high. And last one, left hand down, right hand reaches. Remember here the left knee bends, the right leg is straight. And then back to center. Arms come out to a T. Bring the hands all the way down to the mat. Step the left foot back. And the right foot's going to follow it into plank pose. Flow through a vinyasa now. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, then upward facing dog. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. On the inhale, right leg rises. Lift it up nice and high. And then step the right foot forward so the right foot comes between the hands. Let's leave the left hand on the mat and reach the right hand high into a lunge twist. See if you can bend the right knee up to 90 degrees with that left hand more or less close to the right foot. Good adjustment. Now bring the right hand down inside that right foot. Press the right palm down and reach the left hand high into our revolved lunge twist. And then spin your left heel to the mat and come up to warrior two. All right. See if I can do this on wet grass. Yeah, it sort of works. Now drop your left hand down to the back of the leg and reach the right hand up. Bend the right knee just a little bit more, and then reach up even more through that right hand. Keep pressing the right knee forward. This is upward warrior pose. Now we're going to come from here to extended side angle pose. So drop the elbow down to the knee, reach through the left hand, and create a nice stretch on the whole left side body. Kind of rolling that left ankle down so the pinky toe is anchored in your mat. And now rise back to Warrior Two. And notice in Warrior Two your shoulders are over your hips. Drop the left hand down. Don't change the upper body and just reach the right hand high. All we've done is change the arms. Now press the right knee forward a little bit more and reach up through that right hand, stretching into our upward warrior second time here. And then extended side angle, elbow comes to knee, and reach through the left hand. Back to Warrior Two. Let's go through that one more time. Left hand down, right hand reaches. Bend that right knee a little bit more. Starting to feel it in the quads a little bit on that right leg. And then extended side angle pose. Third time on this side, reach through the left hand. And then rise back to Warrior Two. Take a breath. Now straighten the right leg and drop the left hand down to the back of the left leg. Reach through the right hand now into our reverse triangle pose. And now bring the arms out to a T and triangle pose. Reach the right hand forward, drop it down. Reach the left hand high. Open the left shoulder, and you can lift your gaze up towards the clouds if you like, or straight forward. One more breath. Now right knee bends and rise back to Warrior Two. Take a breath, and then bring the hands down on either side of the right foot. Come up onto the ball of the left foot, so we're back to runner's lunge. Now step your right foot back into plank pose. Take 3 breaths in plank. 2 more. And 1 more. Now left hand stays down, right hand reaches up as we come to a side plank. And bring that right hand back down and over to the other side. Left hand reaches high. Roll over on the pinky toe side of the right foot. Good job. Left hand comes down back to plank pose. Flow through a Vinyasa now. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. Good, Nancy. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. What a beautiful morning. Beautiful little breeze. Pause for a moment in downward facing dog and maybe feel that beautiful breeze flowing across your body. 1 more breath. On the inhale, left leg rises. Lift the left leg nice and high, and then step the left foot forward so it comes between the hands. Now let's find our lunge twist. Right hand stays down. Press that right palm into the mat. Reach the left hand up high. We're still up on the ball of that back foot, so the heel hasn't come down to the mat yet. 1 more breath. Awesome work. Left hand comes down inside the left foot, and the right hand reaches high. So we come into our revolved lunge twist on our second side. See if we can keep pressing that left knee forward, challenging the quadricep, and then spin the right heel to the mat. Keep the legs exactly as they are as you rise to Warrior Two. First time in Warrior Two on this side, left knee bent and pointing forward. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
My balance is off.
Oh, we'll get to it.
Yep.
Scoot the right foot over to the right, or to the center there a little more.
Okay.
Even a little bit more.
Yep.
There you go. Left knee bends and toes on the left foot pointing straight forward. Good. So we're just working with our alignment in Warrior Two, just to make sure we all have the correct alignment. Toes on the left foot are pointing straight forward, directly towards me, and the toes on the right foot are pointing about 90 degrees to the right, more or less. See if you can bend the left knee a little bit, and then draw the navel in so you're not arching the low back too much. Now, right hand drops down to the back of the right leg. Upper body doesn't move at all. Left hand reaches straight up. Shoulders are still over the hips. Bend the left knee a little bit more. Press that left knee forward and stretch up through the left hand just a bit more. And now find extended side angle pose. Legs stay the same. Elbow comes to knee. Reach through the right hand. Press into the pinky toe of the right foot and stretch. Lots and lots of length on that right side. And keep the legs the same. Inhale, rise to warrior two. And then drop the right hand down. Left hand reaches high into our upward warrior pose. Maybe starting to feel that in the quadriceps by now? Little? Not really? You guys have such strong quadriceps, that's why. And extended side angle, second time on this side. Elbow comes to knee. Reach through the right hand. Really stretch it out. Flip your palm so it's facing down. And lift the arm up just a little bit. A little more. There you go. There's that long straight line. Legs stay the same. Rise back to warrior two. And then upward warrior. Right hand comes down. This is the last one. Reach the left hand high. Can you press that left knee forward just a little bit more, just 1/8 of an inch? And then extended side angle, last one on this side, reaching through the right hand. Good job. Keep the left knee nice and bent. And then rise to warrior two. Take a breath in warrior two. And then bring the hands down on either side of the left foot and come up onto the ball of the right foot. Step the left foot back into plank pose. 3 breaths now in plank. Breathe deeply. Let all the breath come out on the exhale. 2 more, deep breath in. Press the mat away from you now with both hands. And 1 more deep breath. And now side plank. Left hand stays down, right hand reaches up. You're over on the pinky toe of the left foot. You can pick the right foot up if you want to. You can even reach your right hand forward if that feels good to you. If you want a little bit more out of the pose, a little bit more energy, release the foot down, release the right hand down. Take a breath. Find your plank pose. Now lift your hips high into downward facing dog. And then glide forward to plank. Do that twice more, lifting the hips. We're just hinging at the hips, all we're doing, and then glide forward to plank. And 1 more time, hinging at the hips, reaching the tailbone up and back, and then back to plank pose. Let's find the second side of our side plank. Right hand stays down. Left hand reaches high. We're on the pinky toe side of the right foot. If you want to pick that left foot up, feel free to do that. Release the foot, release the hand. Back to plank pose. Now the knees to the mat. Chest and chin are going to follow as we come into cobra pose. This is our 3rd cobra pose of today's practice. The elbows tucked in nice and close to the body. And then release all the way down. Come all the way down to the mat. Adjust your position if you want so that your face is kind of at the front of the mat. Maybe your feet are going to overhang the back of the mat a little bit. Now interlace the fingers behind the back and then straighten the elbows. Pick your hands up off your butt. And then on inhale, lift everything up. Locust pose. So the knees come off the mat, the feet, the chest, and breathe. No holding the breath. We're going to find 5 breaths in this pose. Stay with it. 2 more. You can do it. Good job. 1 more breath. Excellent. Release all the way down. Release the hands. Bring your cheek to the mat and take 3 breaths. Let the breath soften a little bit and begin to slow. And 1 more breath. Now, bow pose. Bend the knees so the toes point up to the sky. And then reach your hands back for either the ankles or the feet. And if you can't do a full bow pose, you could do a half bow pose with 1 hand on 1 foot. On the inhale, press the feet back towards the back of your mat. Let that action lift your chest up off the mat and draw the shoulder blades together. Breathe. If you notice your knees coming apart, bring them back together if you can so the knees are no wider than the hips. Stay with it one more breath. And then release it all the way down. Bring your other cheek to the mat and breathe. Bow is a very energetic pose. A very big back bend. You can bend your knees now if you like. Windshield wiper the legs just to reset the spine a bit. Slow it down, slow it down. Good job. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Push to plank and then lift your hips into downward facing dog. On the inhale, reach the right leg up. Find three-legged dog. Open the hips to the right. Bending the right knee, reach that right knee up as high as you can. Keep the shoulders square to the front of the mat. Good job. Now level the hips off and take a 3/4 step forward with the right foot, rising to warrior one. So our right foot is forward. The left foot is back, and the arms are reaching up and overhead. Coming to warrior one. Now bring the hands behind and interlace the fingers behind the back, and then straighten the elbows. Open up the chest again and breathe into that space. Now bring your right shoulder down towards your right knee. Let your head drop down, and maybe reach the arms up and overhead. Now press into the right foot. Come all the way up. Once you're up, pause. And then bring the right shoulder down towards the right knee, second time. Keep that right knee bent. And slowly rise back up. Should we do that one more time just for fun? Yeah, just for fun. Bring it down. Walk your foot forward a little more. There you go. About to there. And then bend the right knee. Shoulders level. You got it. And then rise all the way back up if you haven't already. Once you're up, release your hands. Reach the hands high. Whew. Bring the hands to heart center. Now bring the weight into the right foot. Step the left foot into tree pose. Sole the left foot to the inside of the right leg. When you're ready, let's come into a standing figure four. So bring that left ankle to the right knee. Join the palms together. And see if you can bring the left elbow down towards the left knee, the right elbow down towards the instep of the right foot. Do your best. Release the left ankle as you rise. Reach the arms up and overhead. Then out to a T, palms face down. Straighten that left leg. And then lift the left foot up. Keep the leg straight. Reach the hands out. Come into warrior three, airplane variation. And then finish by bringing the hands down, standing splits. Left leg reaches high. Elbows bend as the shoulders drop down. The forehead comes closer to the shin of that standing leg. 2 more breaths. Beautiful poses, everybody. Now step the left foot forward so it meets the right foot, standing forward fold. Now take opposite elbows. Press the elbows down towards the big toes. You can bend the knees a little bit here and see if you can bring the weight into the front of the feet. Keep opposite elbows and the biceps stay on either side of the ears as we rise. Nice and slow with the spine long. And then reach the elbows all the way up towards the sky and release the hands. Swan dive into a forward fold and a half lift. And then exhale the hands all the way down to the mat. Step your right foot back, and the left foot's going to follow it into plank pose. And now flow through a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Inhale, left leg rises. And 3/4 step forward with the left foot this time. Did I get the correct side this time? All right, spin the right heel to the mat and rise. Warrior one. Left foot is forward. Right foot is back. Toes on the right foot pointing about 35 or 40 degrees to the right. See if you can bend the left knee just a little bit more, and then bring the hands behind. Let's interlace in the awkward way this time. Left thumb on top for most of you, right thumb below the left thumb. Press the knuckles back towards the right heel, drawing the shoulder blades even a little bit more deeply together. Now with control, bring that left shoulder down to the left knee. Let it land there if you can. Now let your head drop down. Remember to let the neck muscles disengage so the head gets heavy. Now press into the left foot and rise, nice and slow. Go down, come up as slowly as you went down. And now a second time. Shoulder down towards the knee. And press into that left foot and slowly come back up. Third one, last one. Shoulder towards the knee. Let it land. Remember to let your head drop down. And then slowly come all the way back up. Once you're up, release your hands. Reach them up high. Palms together and then to heart center. Now begin to bring the weight into the left foot. And step the right foot into tree pose. Couple more breaths in tree. Now standing figure 4. Bring the right ankle to the left knee. Join the palms. Bring the elbows down towards that right knee. The right elbow down towards the right knee. The left elbow towards the instep of that right foot. Now slowly come back up. Release the foot. Bring the arms out to a T. And warrior 3, again the airplane variation. Hands reaching apart from one another. Press that right foot back. Reach the head forward. Engage the muscles in the outside of the left hip. Will help you with balance. And beautiful work. Hands come down, standing splits to come out. Remember to bend the elbows here. Let your head drop down again. Let the neck muscles release. Maybe give your head a little shake. Yes and no and side to side. Now bring the right foot down so it meets the left foot. Standing forward fold. Arms come out to a T and reverse swan dive as you rise up. Once you're all the way up, let your arms reach up high and then exhale and bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath. Bring the hands to the low back now. We're going to do a supported standing back bend. So fingers are pointing down. Elbows then come closer together. And now press the hands into the low back, supporting your low back as you lift your gaze up. Bring the weight into the front of the feet. Let the knees bend a little bit. Let your head drop down. Now press into the low back as you rise up. And once you're all the way up, let your hands float up high. And then exhale the hands to heart center. Take a breath. Let the breath go. Now bring the feet apart a bit. And then the heels closer to the toes. We're going to come down into a yoga squat. This pose is called Malasana in Sanskrit. Elbows to the inside of the knees. And then see if you can bring your hands back a little closer to your heart. That'll open up the knees even a little bit more. And maybe you're starting to feel that in the outside of the hips. Anybody feeling that? A little bit? Good. Now, bring the right hand down, out to the side a little bit so the elbow is straight. Press that right palm into the mat. Reach the left hand off at 180 degrees. And now bring the left hand behind and connect it with the right hand, capturing that right knee, the bent right knee. Now the weight comes back into the left foot as you lift your gaze up and off to the left. Open that left shoulder even a little more. And let it go. Back to center. Back to our yoga squat. So that was a nice deep stretch in that hip on the outside. Hopefully you were feeling that. Let's go to the other side. Left hand comes down. Right hand reaches off at 180 degrees. And then bring the hands behind the back. And then your gaze is off and up to the right. Open the right shoulder. Then lift your gaze up a little bit. Now bring weight back into that right foot. And let it go. Bring it all back to center. Back to our yoga squat with the hands at heart center. Take a breath. Now bring the hands down to the mat, palms pressing down, thumbs pointing towards one another, and then lift your hips so let your head drop down. And then come down to kneeling from there with the knees about hip width apart, so knees pretty much under the hips. Now come up so the shoulders are over the hips and the hips are over the knees. Take a breath, let your whole body lengthen. Feel your head rising up as you breathe in. And now camel pose. So we did a standing back bend a moment ago. We're going to do a camel pose this time from the knees. And you can bring the hands to the low back just like we did before, pressing the hands into the waist. And then lift your chin up, draw your shoulder blades together, let your head drop down. If you want from there to walk the hands down the back of the legs to the heels, coming to the full version of camel pose, feel free to do that instead. Try tucking your toes, and that'll lift the hips up. One more breath. Now slowly come back up. And then reach the arms up high. Bring the palms to the thighs and let your hips drop down to your heels. Take a breath or two in hero pose. And one more. All right, bring the hands down. Let's come to a seat now. Just swing the legs around in front. And then bring the right leg off to the right. Bend the left knee and bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh so that your heel's coming up towards the pubic bone. Now bring the right hand to the pinky toe side of the right foot and get a hold of the foot. Everybody get there? Yeah. Now reach the left hand up towards the sky and then bend your right elbow a little bit and see if you can bring your head a little bit closer to that right foot. Now slowly bring the left hand down so that both hands come to the right foot, and then bring your forehead down towards the shin of that right knee. See if you can reach the top of your head a little bit closer to the right foot. Keep a hold of the foot with the right hand and slowly rotate the left hand up. And then straighten the right elbow and pull against that right foot, reaching through the left hand. Shoulders pretty much in line with that right leg. And that's it. Come all the way back up. Bring the arms out to a T. Settle into your spine. Take a twist to the left. Bring the left hand down behind you and reach the right hand up as you lift the hips. Let your head drop down. Keep reaching through that right hand. Maybe press the hips a little bit higher. And then that's it. Release. Bring the tailbone down and come back to center. Take a breath. How's everybody doing? Okay? All right. Let's go to the other side. And I'll see if I can remember all that. So left leg out this time. The heel of the right foot tucked in close to the pubic bone. Bring the left hand to the pinky toe side of the left foot. Elbow straight. Now open the right shoulder up a little bit and then reach up high. And if you want, you can bend the left elbow, bringing your head a little bit closer to the foot on that left side. Reach up a little bit more through that right hand. Really stretch it out. And now slowly bring the right hand down to the foot, to that left foot. Shoulders become level and square to that extended left leg. And now release the right hand back up, rotating that right shoulder up towards the sky. Now straighten the left arm, pull against that left foot, and then rise all the way back up. Take a breath. Take your twist to the right this time. Plant that right hand behind you and lift the hips, coming up on that right knee and the left foot. Let your head drop down as you reach through that left hand. And then slowly come back down. Once you're all the way down, square your shoulders right to the center and then bring the soles of the feet together into cobbler pose. Spine is nice and long in cobbler pose. 2 more deep breaths. And 1 more. Let's bring the knees together now. And then straighten the legs into boat pose. Settle into boat pose a little bit. Now flip your palms so they face up. And reach the fingertips forward, but without pulling your shoulders forward too much. So just extending the arms. Now bring the palms together and then point the hands towards the big toes, straightening the elbows as much as you can, straightening the legs as much as you can. Now can you lift your feet up just another inch or 2 and keep reaching your fingers towards the big toes. Awesome work, everybody. Release the heels down. Good job. Reach up high and then exhale and fold forward over both legs. Now chin on chest, round the spine as you rise. Then once you're all the way up, draw your shoulder blades back and down, and then bend the knees and roll all the way down to your back. Once you're on your back, we're going to find a supine figure 4. Bring the left ankle to the right knee. You can flex that left foot a little bit. Now interlace the fingers behind the right leg and hug the right knee in towards your chest as you press the left knee away. Now bring your attention, your awareness to your sacrum, which you'll remember is right above your tailbone. And notice if you're over probably on the right side of the sacrum. And if you can, move that left knee over to the left a little bit until you feel that the sacrum is now pressing straight down into the mat. You've engaged the whole sacrum. It's pressing down, not just the one edge. Now take a deep breath in. Hug that left knee in a little bit more tightly and press the right knee away just a bit more, opening the hip on that left side just a bit. And release it. Let it go. And let's go over to the other side. Whichever side you were on before, other side this time. Everyone wasn't on the same side, I see. Hug the one knee in as you press the other away. Try and relax the head down. Relax the back of the shoulders down a little bit. And then find that place where the whole sacrum again is pressing down into the mat and you're not up on one edge or the other. One more breath. And release from the pose. Reach both feet up to the sky. Let's find legs up the wall pose. Now soles of the feet come to the mat. Right below the knees, walk the feet back a little bit closer to your body. Now bridge pose. Press the feet into the mat and let your hips rise. Draw one shoulder, the back of one shoulder under the back, and then over to the other side. Draw the shoulder blades together underneath you. 2 more breaths in bridge pose. And one more. Good job. Release the tailbone down. Once the tailbone lands, hug your knees into your chest. And then you can bring your forehead towards the knees if you like to round the spine forward just a bit more. Then release the head back to the mat. Bring the arms to a T, palms facing down. Press the palms into the grass beside you. And with the knees more or less right over the hips, let your knees travel to the left and land. You're going to do a gentle supine twist. See if we can bring the outside of that left knee down to the mat or the grass, whatever's beside you. Now take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, let the breath go. And once the breath goes, once you find the exhale, just relax into the twist. Do that one more time, a big deep breath. And exhale, let the breath go. Now let your knees float back to center and then over to the right side. Your gaze will shift to the left. Relax the back of the left shoulder. Two more breaths. And one more. Let your knees float back to center now. Hug the knees into the chest one last time. The forehead can come towards the knees if you like. And then release the head to the mat. Straighten the legs and let's find Shavasana. So the clouds have intervened, giving us a beautiful, cool space to work with in Shavasana. Feel free to let your eyes close down if you like. Or alternatively, you can watch whatever is going on overhead. Go ahead and make final adjustments to your body on your mat. And then once you've made those final adjustments, try and find complete stillness in the pose. Bring yourself to a place where it becomes completely unnecessary to move at all. Find that still place. That still place where you're comfortable right where you are. Bring your awareness now to your right hand, and then the right wrist, the right elbow, the right shoulder, the right hip, the right knee, right ankle, and the right foot. The left hand, the left elbow, the left shoulder, the left hip, left knee, the left ankle, the left foot. Now bring your awareness to the top of your head, and then the forehead, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, eyebrow center, the tip of the nose, the upper lip, the lower lip, the chin, the throat, heart, solar plexus, just below the lower ribs, the navel, and then the pubic bone. Start to develop an awareness of your breath, following the breath flowing in and flowing out. Let your breath soften even a little bit more. And then let it all go. Let movement return to your fingers and then your toes. When you're ready, you can bend your knees and roll to your side very gently, keeping the eyes closed if you like. Pause for a moment on your side. Just take a breath or two. And then come to a seat. Once you're seated, bring your hands to heart center and press your palms lightly together. Now take a deep breath in. And an open mouth exhale. Just let it all go. Thank you so much for being here today. May you be happy and well, and may you be safe. May you be peaceful, and may you be at ease. Namaste.